Good evening. I'm using my channel, and I'm using the view out my window to talk about health issues that I'm having. Now, whenever most people talk about health issues, they're talking about something life-threatening. Well, I'm not talking about something life-threatening, but I'm going to talk about something that is, it's quite serious. My hearing in both ears has gone down in the last week or so to about 10 to 15% of what it should be. I can't hear. Unless you're sitting within a yard or a metre of me, I can't hear you talk. I can make a stab at some of the words and I can look at your lips, but, I can't do it. The TV has to be turned up to about 90 or nearly 100. The volume on the computer is about 95 at the minute. Aye, there it is. It's 98 because I can't hear it. So this is I'm 67. And this is quite worrying. So how did I arrive at this spot? 3 or 4 weeks ago, I could hear relatively well. I could have a conversation with people. Now I'm struggling unless they are shouting and within a metre of me. So I realised over the last year that my hearing had been deteriorating because, I was sitting with the TV volume way up, at 70 or 80, and everybody in the room was being blasted out, and it was the same with the radio or the record player or whatever, and I just, it was poor hearing. I never really thought too much about it, but eventually it was getting so bad over, about 3 months ago or 2 months ago, I decided to go to the doctor. So I tried to go to the doctor, and of course you have to make one of these phone calls to have a talk to the doctor. And in the meantime I had booked to go to Spec Savers to get my hearing assessed. But so I went along to Spec Savers and they told me there was a hearing problem. Yes, hearing problem, Mr. McLean. Right, okay. I sat in a room and I listened to sounds and different sound levels through my headphones. There wasn't even another person in the room. It was all done on a sort of a mini laptop on my knee. Anyway, I did that and they told me there was a problem. So they booked another session where they'd give me a real hearing test. So by the time I came back on to do the real hearing test, I'd had a few chats with various people, and some people suggested, you might have wax in your ears. I never thought of that, because I keep my ears very, very clean with the old earbuds and what have you. But anyway, went back for the second hearing test at Spec Savers, who did it for free, and there was no difficulty about being in a room with another human being. No restrictions as such. Wear your mask and get on with it. And the girl was very good. So I put it to her, could my hearing be something to do with wax in my ears? And she said, oh yes. Did they not check that in your first hearing test? And I says, no. So immediately she jumped onto her feet and was over to me and had this large black hairdryer type machine with a pointy end and a light on that pointy end. And she looked into something and could see way into my ears, which I thought were clean. And she said that in both of the ears there was a restrictive ball of wax had built up. And I said I keep my ears very clean. And she says, no, what has happened is you've pushed the wax deeper in over the years, over the decades. I says, oh dear. Anyway, told the doctor about this. And the doctor says, oh, okay. I says, will I come down and see you to get my ears syringed? And the doctor said, oh no, we're not doing ear syringing due to COVID. And I sat back a wee minute and I said, what? You know, this is a sort of a basic, thing to do. I'm not asking for the earth. And I won't do it. I won't do it due to COVID. What has COVID got to do with it? That wasn't explained. But anyway, she wasn't going to do it. And at our health centre, they weren't going to do it. So she recommended to me that I should go to SpecSavers. She asked me how much they were going to charge. And I said they were going to charge me £55 to get my ears sucked out. But they could only do it down in the city centre. And whenever I said the £55, she said, oh, that's very good, because other private setups are charging £50 an ear. So she says, actually, they're much better than the NHS, because the NHS, I can't promise that you would get it done under the NHS in 4 or 5 years. It could take to get this done. And I'm thinking, my goodness, I'm thinking of all the billions that they've shoved into COVID, and I can't even get me ears sorted out by the NHS. Save the NHS. Well, the NHS are now telling folks that, for most standard operations, you could be on a waiting list for 4 or 5 years. So we haven't done much to save the NHS by all this, what we've done, by staying locked up. Anyway, that's another point. I was told by SpecSavers that I should be putting olive oil into my ears, in the weeks prior to coming to see them to get my earwax removed by some sort of sucking out process. So I did that, and lo and behold, it has made my hearing terrible. I can't hear, and this has been going on for a week now, and obviously the olive oil has had a detrimental effect, and it might have softened the earwax, but the earwax is still there, and it probably hardens up again, and now it's got a layer of olive oil on top of that. And my ears are extremely itchy, way deep in as well. So I've been sticking my finger in, trying to move things about, and all you hear is a crackling noise. So this is where I'm at, folks, and my appointment with SpecSavers in town isn't until the 21st. So it is now the 7th, and that's 2 weeks away, and I can't hear. I can't hear my wife talking to me. And my wife tells me whenever I do talk to turn down the volume because I'm shouting. I don't realise I'm shouting. And she has to shout into my ears to get me to hear. So I can't hear, folks. Now feel free to post in and tell me of your experience and what you might suggest doing to alleviate my problem. Anytime I've had a shower, I've also tried to put hot water into my ears to try and loosen up whatever wax is there. But maybe that's not such a good idea. And I'm hoping, folks, that I haven't done myself any damage. My hearing or my, eardrum any damage. I don't know. Makes it a wee bit difficult to make YouTube videos. We certainly can't really interview people very well because you can't hear what they're saying. So there I am. That's the position that I'm in. I don't want to stop YouTubing, but it just makes it a wee bit more difficult. So, has anybody else experienced anything like what I'm experiencing? Let me know. See you soon.